So in the next section, we are going to upload our Helm chart to the GitHub repository. It's a cool thing. Let's have a look. So what we're going to do, so we created this application, right? We just discussed in previous section, which is a simple application, and it's just a simple web UI application, which is just an HTML page which displays Nginx page, and the chart has two deployment.yaml, service.yaml, and the values just a basic values file. So now what we're going to do is we're going to upload this Helm chart to the GitHub and then add it back on as a repository. So I'll log into my GitHub repository and we'll create a new repository. So we'll create a new repository called Helm Charts and make it a public repository. Helm chart load demo, and then don't need to do anything else. It's just a basic repository. And then what we're going to do is we're going to download this chart locally. Let's copy this URL and then clone. Okay, so let's go to charts. So what I'm going to do here is in this one let's create another directory called charts, and then I'm going to add our simple web UI. Just copy this. Sorry, where is it? So I see here I have this simple app, which is our application which was just created. So let's add these files to the GitHub. So I'll just add this to git ignore and then say git add not status. Okay. Okay, so it is done. Let's do a push. So now I can see the push. So hopefully I should be able to see all my changes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another branch called gh dash pages. Okay, here we have this GS pages. So we're going to make some changes in the setting file. So let's go to setting and let's go to pages. So what we're going to create is GitHub pages. This is being hosted as a pages. So as soon as you create this file in the pages, you can see GH page branch is here. And if you want to see in actions, you will see there is one build already linked and synced from the main branch. So what this should have done is a report build status, which is basically just telling it a report, and then another thing it has run is deploy. So it has deployed it as a my GitHub repository. If you see here, so if you see, it won't show anything, but it is deployed because it doesn't have any index page or any root page here, but it is hosted as a GitHub Helm chart now. Okay, so that's good. So we have our branch is hosted as a root, and that's on the GitHub page. So what we're going to do next? So we are going to create another workflow. Let's go in here, and what we're going to do here is we'll create another workflow and git action workflow actually, and we're going to add a release .yaml file, and then in there we wanted to, for any check-in, it should be able to deploy that. So that's what we're going to do. So let's sorry, GitHub. Okay, so let's log into the directory. Close, and then let's create a VI here. YAML. And then what we're going to put in the release.yaml is this. So you can find this documentation on the Helm Chart repository URL as well. I'll show you, but let's check in this one first. So what okay, so what is this doing actually? Let's have a look. Release.yaml. So release.yaml is doing a checkout of the code, and then for every check-in, it is basically using this release action, and based on that, it is creating a release. So let's quickly check in this code. So we are creating a GitHub action release. So as soon as we push this, ideally we should be able to see a new release in action, a new build that has been queued here, and we can see different jobs running here. So let's see what it is run. So it will do a checkout, and based on these username and password, it will basically create a release. So now we have with the latest tag. So any changes you make in your Helm chart now, that will be pushed directly. As soon as you push those changes, it will create a new release, and then that will be available for to be able to download. Okay, that's great. So now, how do I know my charts are available? So we have seen that one URL which we just saw, but let's go to the pages, and we can see it says that your site is live at this. If you see view sites, I think it doesn't have any pages, but this is the URL for our site. So now how do I use it? So like any other GitHub chart, so any other Helm chart. So what I'm going to do is, let's clear this Helm repo add. Okay, so it has been added. So now let's say sorry, I keep saying git Helm repo list. So I should say my new repo with my name, with my GitHub repository here. So can I actually download this chart? I think we can take a look on what's in the chart. So let's say Helm search, and then we learned two commands, right? So hub and repo. So let's say hub. Hub is for finding hub, and this is again in repo. Let's see what is there, and it shows there is one simple web UI Helm chart. And so yeah, I think this is pretty cool. So you can actually upload your charts into GitHub repo and then actually download and use them, and they can be publicly available. So this is fun. Cool.